Oh, yeah, yeah, tell me what they're fighting for. What they're killing for. We don't need no more.
Hey, share a line.
People, fire go burn them. Fire go burn them. Oh, Lord, I said this is the year for love. Fire go burn them. Fire go burn them. Oh, silly boy, you ain't bad at all.
Can you hear me?
Another one just gone. By a beat your chest and smile.
And then we get started in a little bit.
Another young boy fall.
Hey.
Your soul can rest at night. Oh, you's a bad man. Bad man is a man who sees a woman and protect the young ones by any means.
Hi everyone.
You ain't no bad man, boy, now. You ain't no bad man. A real bad man is making.
I've got a lot of information today to share with you. So, shut the live. There was a lot of information to cover today. How are you all doing, alright? How you all doing? This will be a short live, maybe about half an hour. That's about it. So I'll share some information with you folks.
Whatever he wants, and he don't need no gun. He full of joy now. That's a bad man soldier. He ain't no bad man. So sit down, rock back. Tell them I don't need no.
All right. Good evening, Helen. Thank you. Share the live, Helen. Share the live. It's not gonna be long. I promise you all. I've got a lot of information to share with you folks. All right. There enough music to get here. Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. How everyone doing? Just to let you know, hello, David. How are you doing, sir? We all fighting to get one thing going: a better country. That's all we're asking for. A better country, nothing more than that, nothing less. All right? Better governance, better everything. And our government must stop taking us for fools, because we are citizens and we're not monkeys, you know. And this is part of the problem. Anyhow, what I'm going to touch on today is I'll do over the MOU that our government has signed with Sandals. And the more I read into it, it's getting scarier. Yeah, just a story. It's getting scarier and scarier and scarier and scarier and scarier. I'm a little bit under the weather, so I'm not going to raise my voice too much, but I want to give you guys an idea exactly what's going on and what's happening. And then you guys can take it from there. All right? But like I said, good evening to everyone. How everyone doing? I know I kind of started kind of late and everything like that, but you know, it is what it is. Better late than never, right? Okay. So what's happening now is that the Sandals MOU, the more you read into it, is the more you have to be scared. It's the more you have to be worried, because this is so one-sided. It's as if the government has told them, hey, Sandals, write whatever you want and we'll sign it. And I can understand why the lawyers for the government didn't sign this and they put Shamfa instead to sign this. Because she didn't understand, apparently, what she had signed. Because if she did understand what she had signed, what it was, then she should have never signed this. But this is getting scarier and scarier and scarier and scarier. And I put a link on it on my page of how to look through the whole MOU. Then get after honey, Andrea, right? Then you'll understand exactly where I'm coming from, right? All right. So on the first page, blah 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 blah, memorandum of understanding and everything like that. And on the first page, paragraph, well, denoted 3, and it has with the government. Sandals has a right of first refusal to purchase in favor of Sandals should the government decide to sell any of their interests in either or both the resorts. Right? And they said right of first refusal and purchase in favor of Sandals, meaning that if the government decides to sell their interests, it must be favorable to Sandals, and Sandals have the first right to get it. But not only that, good day, Sal, is that Sandals, the price must be favorable to Sandals. It's right here. That's what it's saying here. It must be favorable to Sandals. So therefore, the government cannot make a price based on market prices. It got to be favorable to Sandals first. That's what it is. That's scary. So they can never get the full value of what it is. That's on page 1, paragraph 3. Okay. The other part of it, blah, 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 national asset, whatever. The rooms went up from 820 rooms to 925 rooms. So they bought the volume of rooms from by 105. So right now they applied for 925 rooms for the EMA, which is a whole lot in that small space, right? So I don't know what's going on here, but on the one that concerns me, not number 2, page 3. Okay, page 4, paragraph 10. Permit Sandals at the sole discretion to be the final determinant regarding the suitability of employment for all candidate employees. That means that the government have no say, even though they're billing it. Hello, Swilleen, even though they're billing it for. It's not $2.8 billion. I heard it most likely be $7.2 billion of our money. That Sandals at its sole discretion is a final determinant decided who's going to be employed. And then paragraph 12, subject to clause B5 below, to grant work permits where for people outside of Trinidad and Tobago at Sandals' sole discretion. So therefore, Sandals is controlling our customs and our immigration. So we have to give them work permits carte blanche and print them out and give to whatever they say. We have to give it to them without even vetting anyone and deciding who's who and who could come in or not. Is at their discretion. That is bad. But also, as part of it, page 5, paragraph 14 is saying that it gives Sandals the right to create affiliated companies to handle the expansion, operation, and maintenance of the resort. And these companies can be outside as non-resident companies. That means that Trinidad and Tobago companies are excluded from getting involved in terms of the maintenance contracts or any other contracts for Sandals. It gives Sandals the right to create their own companies and their own consultants, their own contractors, their own subconsultants, and their own subcontractors who are non-resident. It's right here, who are non-resident. It gives them the right to do that. So, what the hell? You're taking our money, $7 billion, rub salt in our face, and telling us that Sandals is not going to use our contractors even to just do maintenance or air conditioning or whatever it is, right? Right? Using our money. So you will come and employ contractors outside of Trinidad and Tobago, even and paying them with our money. They are mad. They are mad. Number 17, I think, That one is the second scariest one. Paragraph 17. Procure that the necessary laws, regulations, or orders are enacted or made to give effect to this agreement and any subsequent agreements. Meaning that our government have to bend and create laws to make sure that this agreement stays valid. So therefore, Sandals have control over our parliament. It tells that procure that necessary laws, regulations, or orders are enacted or made to give effect to this agreement. So therefore, we have to bend our laws to suit them. They don't have to comply with our laws. We have to bend our laws to suit them. Number 17. That is scary. What the hell were they thinking? We'll get back to that. Page 6, paragraph 4. Meet locally acceptable environmental standards and requirements in all phases of operation. What local environmental standards do we have? We don't have any environmental standards. We don't have none. We have zero environmental standards. If we had environmental standards and everything like that, they'll never cut a big spot of land to make up that new highway, go to some virgin forest in Trinidad. That'll never happen. Or the EMA given the green light, right, for them to put those new houses in that nurseries that was there before. So therefore, what they're saying is that we don't have to go to international standard. We can go to local acceptable environmental standard, which is no standard. Number 6, page 6. Give preference to the purchasing of domestically produced agricultural inputs where available in adequate quantities and quality and at comparable prices external to Trinidad and Tobago. All the blah 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 means is that we have to give Sandals preference to purchase their goods and supplies at a lower price because our cost may be too high for them. So therefore, they can go outside and purchase goods and supplies, not from Trinidad and Tobago farmers, not from Trinidad and Tobago manufacturers, not from Trinidad and Tobago suppliers, but outside of Trinidad and Tobago, which is lower. So who have lower cost? Maybe Jamaica have lower cost. Maybe Colombia have a lower cost. Maybe Mexico have a lower cost than we do because their money is lower than to the US dollar. So because of that, they can go out and get supplies and bypass us. And all the excuse they have to give the government based on paragraph 6 is that we're looking for the lowest price point and trying to be can compete. Your farmers can compete at that price, and then therefore we can use them. So what you do, you fool the government and you fool the farmers into thinking that this is going to ramp up and they can provide Sandals with all our food. Not going to happen. And I told everybody over and over again, which business is gonna do that? Good evening, Wanda. Which business is going to do that? That's not going to happen. Sandals is going to purchase their products at the lowest price point. And it's called economy of scale. If they have 9 resorts in the Caribbean, they're going to buy in bulk and they're going to buy it somewhere else. They don't give a crap who's our preference or who's not our preference and everything like that, or buy from us first. They're going for the lowest price. And this is how they will circumvent us the farmers from providing goods and services to them, and also our manufacturers and also our suppliers. And they didn't see that, and there's no pushback there's no pushback for our government. The other one, I think C is the scariest one. It's the scariest one. Page 6, C. The government shall undertake that neither it nor any governmental authority will establish any law or regulation, policy guideline, or administrative measure which either formally or in true effect discriminates against Sandals or the resorts or the guests, creditors or employees of the resorts, or which in effect look at the matter fairly, single out any of those persons. Right? So what they're saying right now is that our government cannot make any laws that's going to go against Sandals. No laws whatsoever. We cannot make any laws, nor any government authority cannot establish any law or regulation that goes against Sandals. This is here in the memorandum. Page 6, paragraph C. So therefore, they're like a whole different entity by themselves. It's like a whole island by themselves. And our laws can't impact them. Look what happened recently with Sandals right now. Right now, they're getting a nasty black eye. And what happened is that there's been a lot of rapes going on a lot of Sandals resorts. And it's out here in the United States right now. And it's hitting them hard. So now what they're saying is that we can't make laws to say, well, if you're in a resort and everything like that Sandals have to do a double background check to make sure that they didn't hire any rapists. So it won't give the country a black eye, and it won't give them a black eye. We can't do that. We can't do nothing like that because we are forbidden from doing it under page 6, paragraph C. Madness. The other one, page 7, H, meaning that the government of Trinidad and Tobago cannot give a local business or startup any kind of tax concessions that is better than what Sandals get. If they do get it better than Sandals, then the government have to reciprocate and give Sandals the same tax concession. Even though they are non-citizens, give them the same tax concession. You all hearing me on this? That's why you all need to share this and understand this. If I have a small startup hotel and the government tell me for the next 15 years or 20 years, I can bring my material in without paying any taxes to build up my hotel, the government have to go back and give Sandals the same tax concessions, even though Sandals is not a citizen. You all have to understand this. In other words, Sandals is a sovereign state by itself, and we are not as important, even though we are citizens, we vote. So in other words, they have given away our voting rights to Sandals and given Sandals the best tax advantage that they can ever get. And no other entity in Trinidad and Tobago could get the same tax advantage as Sandals can. No Trinidad and Tobago citizen can get it. No business or hotel can get the same tax as Sandals can, because Sandals have to have the best or forget about it. This is right here. This is right here in Sandals. Madness. You have literally given away our country. You have literally given away our parliament is controlled by Sandals. You can't make laws against Sandals. You can't make laws, our own laws, to challenge Sandals or to have good governance. The other part of it, listen to the bonus of this now. Sandals is not putting any money into this. But if, they say, as part of this contract, if at any time we run out of money and we can't finish it, we have to pay Sandals money for damages. Even though they haven't put in a cent, we still have to pay them money for damages. Shanfa, I don't know what you were smoking, what you're doing, but you got to be mad to be signing this MOU. Something is wrong, man. Something is really, really, really wrong. Putting aside all the damn politics. Something is wrong here. How could you sign something to this and then you're talking about that's why you have to hide it? That is why you all have to hide it. Nadini, I'm not even talking about the environmental impact as yet, because I'm gonna go into the environmental impact. Let's give a little patience. Give about 5-10 minutes. I understand that. I'm going straight into environmental impact, right? But I'm just talking about on the face right now of the contract that these fools I'm sorry, I'm trying to be nice now. That Sam Shamford signed on behalf of the government of Trinidad and Tobago. I can't believe that they signed something like this. So we're going to put our money, instead of giving Petrotrain our money to bolster Petrotrain, y'all went and don't take the money and borrow the money and to give Sandals. And if we don't have enough money, we can't borrow enough to finish it off, and Sandals have not put a cent into it, we have to come around and still pay Sandals for breach of contract and give money to them, even though they have not put a cent into it. What the hell is going on here? They've got to be mad. They've got to be mad. What are we? I mean, are we citizens or what are we? What are we? This is Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago. Tobago and Trinidad. Same country. Every asset that in Trinidad and in Tobago belongs to the citizen of Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago, everything. The Buccal Reef belongs to Trinidadians as much as it belongs to Tobagonians. The oil fields in Trinidad belongs to Tobagonians as much as it belongs to Trinidadians. This is all part of our shared heritage of who we are. How the hell you going to destroy our natural asset, which is the Buccal Reef, right? And give it to Sandals. And on top of that, we had to pay over $7 billion to give Sandals. And on top of that, if we run out of money to build this hotel plant, we still have to turn around and give Sandals more money because we didn't finish build it, or we ran out of money. And then give Sandals the right to exclude themselves from our laws. Any laws that's harmful to them. So like what's happening in the Caribbean, where you find out, and Sandals, there were a lot of rape cases. So in the American public, it came out now that they have hundreds of rape cases, right? That's been done on the Sandals resorts. Guess what? You know what's been happening right now? Sandals, what is happening now? When Sandals advertise, they never advertise the country. They advertise the resort. People in Trinidad and Tobago don't see the advertising. I do. So they have besides the regular advertising, they will have the vehicles going around, a rap vehicle going around, and the Sandals, every resort have a theme on it, and they'll put a theme on it. Or they do the television ads, they'll put the Sandals name, and they'll put the resort, and in tiny figures, which you need magnifying glass, they may say the island. But here's what happened. So on the promotion part of it, they promote the Sandals and the resort. And we paid $7.2 billion for that. And not the island. On top of that now, when the negative crap happens, like what happened right now with Jamaica, with the Sandals resorts in Jamaica, where they're accused of a lot of rapes, they never said Sandals first, They said Jamaica first. So we get first on the negative publicity, and then secondly, Sandals goes in the background. That's how it's done. So it's a reverse option. And now Sandals have no skin in the game, and they're going to destroy a natural resource. And what a lot of you folks don't understand, especially Trinidaders, is that this is more than just about the Buccal Reef. Right? This is more than just a Buccal Reef. This is your natural asset. This is more than just a Buccal Reef. There's a Buccal Reef. On the no man's land is part of the Buccal Reef. The Buccal Reef is a different type of reef. And in this kind of reef, the no man's land area is where the fish and everything spawn. And that provides all the fish for the reef. It's a contiguous reef. It's not a barrier reef. It's a contiguous reef. However, as part of the so-called wetlands and the mangrove, you cannot, it's a Ramsar protected area because it's special. Very special, so much that it's part of our international environmental heritage site. And then that the boss say what Sandals used to taking down mangrove and environmentally sensitive areas. This is not about just an environmental sensitive area. It's about a whole friggin' ecosystem. A whole flippin' ecosystem you're gonna destroy. A whole ecosystem you're gonna destroy. Do you know, besides the Buccal Reef, do you know, do anyone of you, especially Trinidadians, are you aware of the bioluminescence store? Bioluminescence is nothing more than animals like plankton that can, at night, can create its own light. So on the Bonacord Lagoon, as part of it, you go there, and on a moonless night, you go in some of the water on the side, and you walk through the water, and you feel, and when you walk through it, you feel as if you're being bathed in blue neon gems or diamonds, however you want to put it. And it's one of the most fascinating things you'll ever experience It's an out-of-body experience. I've always called it like that. So not just the Boku Reef itself. At night, you go there, and it's plankton. And what the plankton does, right, due to biochemistry, it creates its own light. So as you walk through that warm water, or you're swimming that warm water at night, you're gonna feel as if like this blue neon jewels just cascading off your back, on your side, on your hands, all over you, and everything like that. You know, like the movie from the Blue Lagoon. It's like a neon blue, and it glows, right? One of the most beautiful experience you'll ever have. But this is part of your heritage. This is part of you, who you are and what you are. That belongs to you. You cut the mangrove down, and they bring naturals, and they bring the sunlight into it. It destroys everything. You're not gonna ever have that experience for the rest of your life. Nowhere else in the Caribbean have it like that except right there. Right there. It's yours. It's part of you. Part of your heritage. Part of what you, as being a born citizen, what you have. This part of your heritage and your asset. And you're gonna bring sandals in and cut down all this mangrove and destroy it? On an ecologically sensitive site like that? They must be mad. And I'll do whatever it takes. I don't care. I don't care. Whatever it takes, I'll have to stop them. I'm gonna pile on more negative publicity and more negative publicity on top of this than what Sandals is getting right now on all those rapes. What happened in Jamaica? And Jamaica is suffering for it because now it happened on the Sandals resorts, and now the reverse, the negative publicity now is going on Jamaica itself. But in the meantime, when Sandals advertising their resorts in Jamaica, they never advertise for Jamaica, they advertise for Sandals. And we are paying our money to give Sandals for them to get their advertising and everything like that. But when the negative policy hit the fan, we take the brunt, trying to be able to take the brunt. So now we be called a rape paradise. This is the kind of craziness we're talking about right now. And you're gonna allow this to happen? $7.2 billion, and they're gonna destroy the Boku Reef and also destroy that bioluminescence. That's one of a kind in the whole Caribbean. That's part of your heritage. No. I'm not putting up to it. I don't care. Everybody call me whatever they want, whoever they want. And don't like me, doesn't matter. It's not about me. It's preserving something for all of our citizens. And if this goes through, I don't expect it to go through, but if it do go through, I'm gonna step up a little more. And I tell Trinidadians right now, you better go experience a bioluminescence tour and everything like that before it goes. Because once the bill it will be gone. It destroy that mangrove, it's bye time. You'll hear about it in your history books. Madness. Destroy that. Destroy Boku Reef, destroy the bioluminescence and everything like that. And we must sit there and take that and take that chain up. No, I'm not doing it. We're not doing that chain up. Right? And then they are the balls to go put as part of the EMA three jetties and over the water bungalows in no man's land. That means Trinidad and Tobago citizens have no more, thank you Andrew, have no more access to the beaches. The law of Trinidad and Tobago is there is no such thing. Up to the high water mark, you have a beach. All beaches are accessible. In this Sandals thing here, they're going to create now, you cannot get access to the Boku Beach anymore because of the fact that, because of the fact that they are going to block access to you going on Boku Beach, on the Boku Beach. And the Boku Beach belongs to you as a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago. Nobody must block any citizens. Look what happened to Barbados right now, where this Calypso and Gabby had to fight Sandals for the same thing. Sandals block off access to the beaches and everything like that. Same bullshit. And Rowley and them gonna do this? They're gonna do this to us? No. Wrong. We're gonna put a stop to all this. They can deny all they want, right? They can deny all they want because we caught them in the act. They submitted on the EMA application for 925 rooms officially. officially, and all the mangrove along there being destroyed. And the areas where the bioluminescence occurs is right in the same area where the mangrove is, where they're going to cut down and destroy and put artificial pools. They backpedal on it because of the fact we caught them in the act. This is what happened. We caught them in the act, so they backpedal on it now, right? And the guy in charge of this buku, who's supposed to receive sandals, right, is Neil Wilson. Neil Wilson was a guy, was in the PNMTHA, which the PNMTHA had gave him $10,000 a month as a consultant for tourism, and which saw the worst decline in tourism in Tobago has ever had. They were giving $10,000 a month, not $60,000 TT dollars, $10,000 US dollars a month. That was his salary, and they put him in charge because he's part of the PNM cabal. Okay. I know every one of them. I know they're going to come and want to destroy Buku Reef, and everybody want to talk all the crap. And I'm trying to explain to people over and over again, it's not benefiting the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. They have a bad reputation for doing this. And they're going to destroy a natural environment that belongs to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. I'm not putting up with it. I'm not. And I'm going to put a stop to all that nonsense. Done. It's the same thing with Petrotrin. And the Petrotrin workers don't understand also that with respect to Petrotrin, everything was designed because you cannot have Petrotrin operating. The reason why Petrotrin went down also, besides all the factors with the union, is because of Nikon Energy. Nikon Energy. That's the reason why. Nikon Energy. Nikon Energy cannot operate if Petrotrin works. It's working. Nikon Energy cannot handle the sulfur that's coming downwind from Petrotrin. So they just shut it down to make Nikon Energy work. But that's for another time. I'll go into that. That is what we're dealing with. So everything they're doing, they're selling out every single thing. Now they're about to destroy a natural site, including the bioluminescence, right? The Buku Reef and the bioluminescence. And you'll have no more access to that beach, that no man's land beach. You have no more access to that. As a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago, you have no more access to that. At the same time, no more bioluminescence. At the same time, you're going to accelerate the death of the Buku Reef even faster. And all because of greed and kickbacks and everything like that. And they're putting us almost $7 billion in debt. Right? Instead of taking the money and focusing on developing and creating sustainable jobs. Instead, we have a government that hates us and don't give a crap about us, even though some of us had put them into power. Now they're gonna exercise and work us over, and that's what they're doing right now. And then sometimes the balls to come and talking bullshit to us and tell them, well, if you don't like it, we can go. Well, yes, let's leave. To hell with Sanders. Kill it one time. Kill it one time, and take some of that. You don't take all that money. This less $500 million. Do some aggressive guerrilla marketing, and then what you do now? We're going there and change Tobago into an tourist site, ecotourism. So now we have small inns, small hotels, and people coming there, and they're gonna have a personal feel and personal touch, and they're gonna stay longer because they feel they belong and everything like that, and they'll spend more money, and that more money is gonna circulate in the local economy, and that more foreign exchange, right, will go to Trinidad because now we have to buy goods from Trinidad for the manufacturers, for the salesmen, for the contractors, because truth be told, yes, they contract in Trinidad, and so now you have foreign exchange circulating in Trinidad and Tobago now. And at the local and at the ground level, and the more you do that, is more foreign exchange circulates at the local level, and then we won't have any more foreign exchange issues anymore. But then and at the same time, the people of Trinidad and Tobago will have more foreign exchange in their pocket, and the banks and the big conglomerates will no longer control it. But they do not want that because that means you're gonna lose power. And that's the reason why they're doing what they're doing. So when they get to Sandals, and Sandals come, and Sandals unofficial motto is leave your wallet behind. Not even tips. You don't tip at Sandals Resort. You do not tip. So what you do, you buy your goods. When you go to a Sandals resort, when you go to a Sandals resort, what happens is you go and pay for your ticket online. Once you pay for your ticket online, you go, then what happens, you go straight to the resort. There's no tips. You don't pay any tips at any Sandals resort. You do not pay any tips. Right? You do not. So there's no tips circulating. So no one is going to give you, a tourist is not going to give you a $5 tip or a $20 tip or $100 US dollar tip. You're not going to get that. So there's no money circulating. And then what happened, the agreement will be between the government and Sandals. That's what's going to happen. See? So now there's no foreign exchange. And then Sandals have the right now, as part of this contract, to create their own companies. And their own companies will carry to the tours. Their own companies will carry to the boat rides. Their own Sandals companies will carry you to do scuba diving instead of the local guys. So now what's happening is that no foreign exchange will be circulating. So the people lack foreign exchange. And will keep on not having foreign exchange. And Sandals will have the right to bring in citizens from other islands in order to do the job. If they feel that trying to people don't want to do the job, in fact, they don't have to choose us. They could choose somebody else. On top of all the insult of using our money to build their plant, and they have no skin in the game. In St. Lucia and in Grenada and all the other islands, they have borrowed money to build their plant. And what's happening is that in our country, thank you, Joan, in our country is quite the opposite. We are borrowing money to build their plant for their marketing and for their customers. And then what Sandals will do is that they'll take the bulk of all that hard-earned money, and let's say they owe the government $25 billion in concessions. They'll say, you know what? Let's make a deal. Instead, I'm not going to give you $25 billion. I will give you $18 billion instead. And the government said, no, we can't do that. We can't do that. We can't do that. We can't do that. Right? So Sandals said, well, okay, well, all I'm going to do is just shut down the pipeline. I'll just shut down the whole resort because we have the management for it. And now you're going to have 2,000 people on the breadline. And the government said, oh, no, we can't have that. We can't have that. It's okay, we'll take the $18 billion instead. Do that kind of Trump negotiation kind of crap. Right? And then what happens now, the government will take on $18 billion. Will take the $18 billion instead of $25 billion. That's the game that they play all the time. That's why Antigua and Barbuda had a big conflict with Sandals. This is what the games that they play all the time. And our government is allowing Sandals to come in and do the same damn thing. But when there's negative publicity, what happens is that we end up being the island, the rape island, or whatever it is. And Sandals becomes secondary to it. So we get all the negative publicity up front, and then Sandals get it on a secondary level, even though it occurred at a Sandals resort. But on the promotion, the positive promotion for Sandals, they're always first and in front, and we're always a little tiny word way in the background. That's what's happening. And that's what we have to fight for. We're going to fight for all this. All this we're going to fight for. Every single thing like this. How come, and like I said, go to my wall and you can download the whole memorandum and you can take your time and look through it and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. The government has created a whole new entity, want to create a whole new entity to make their own laws. Right? Make their own laws. Thank you, Glenda. I appreciate it. Right? This is what happened. We got to stand up to our government. We cannot allow them to do this. And all they're doing is play the division of the politics, of the stupid prejudice and race politics and everything like that. And we're all citizens of one country. Our passport says Trinidad and Tobago. I didn't say it doesn't say Indian Trinidad or Black Trinidad or Black Tobago or Indian Tobago. It's a Trinidad and Tobago citizens. Everything belongs to all of us, right? The whole breadth of Trinidad, the whole breadth of Tobago, everything between from one end to the next belong to every single one of us. Okay, and this is what happened. But Nadine, why would they care with the sex ramp? It's normal thing. It's a normal thing. Going back to the carnival of culture. But now all we have is a bunch of half naked women running around the place. Well, this is what they want, and guys coming to me up here and they want to go to the carnival because they want to have sex. They want to have sex with Trinbagonian women, and this is what happened. That's it. That's all I could think about. And not understand the beauty of our culture and what we have together, and our diversity in who we are is our strength, and we have never been able to take our diversity and put it together and harness the strength, our collective strength of who we are. You know, the only time we saw close to that was in the 1970s when we started to kind of like give a breath and sense of who we are at the time in the 1970s. But hello, Lorena, but we're not having it anymore. We have lost that momentum. We have lost that momentum, and we need to get that momentum back. And having this Sanders crap is a big negative right now, because we're behaving as if we are looking natives. We're in grass skirts, and a bone through our nose. That's what it is. Anyhow, that's all I'm gonna say for now, right now. And on the environmental impact issue, we deal with the environmental impact issue, so we can still keep the bioluminescent stores and everything going on. And I tell, especially Trinidadians, if you could get a flight because they destroy the sea bridge or come across the Tobago, do the bioluminescent store. Do it. It's an experience you're gonna have. Do it. It's a one of a kind for the whole Caribbean. Do it, and you're gonna enjoy it. Right? The same. This government is horrible. This government destroyed the sea bridge completely. The sea bridge is almost gone. The Ghana Splashes is limping. They gotta turn around, and we warn everyone that this boat, initially called the Mercedes, that was advertised for sale for $9 million US, all of a sudden, under our great finance minister, Kwame Imbert, became $19.8 million. So what I'm to the $10 million in between? That's for another conversation, US. That's for another conversation. And all the upgrades, we told them that's a riverboat. It was not designed for the waters between Tobago and Trinidad. It's not designed for that. And that's one of the reasons why it's hard to put a bridge between Tobago and Trinidad. Because in between the air between Tobago and Trinidad is pretty deep. Not only that, there are two swift moving currents. And that's where the issue is. Two swift moving currents. That's between Tobago and Trinidad. Is the South Atlantic current and the Guinea current in deep waters. And unlike China, where they put across bays of 55 kilometers and other areas, that 34-mile space area is extremely deep waters. And you know how our maintenance issue is. We're going to spend almost like $20 billion to put a bridge across here, and probably like $4 or $5 billion a year just to maintain the bridge, to make it happen. Right? And I'm not saying conservatively. However, those same two currents is what created the Bocas, and what created that choppy water coming from Trinidad, going to Tobago. That boat is not designed for that. And we told them that. It's a river boat. It was made for the Orinoco and the Amazon River. Was not made for between Tobago and Trinidad. And they knew it, and we told them over and over again, and they still went ahead with the repairs and the tarpaulin on the top, which I think they spent like $2 million in Cuba. It blew off. No, a part of the boat broke off and everything like that, and from one to the next. And what we're hearing right now, they may get another ferry called a Sea Jet. That's what I heard. It's freezing. I'm not too sure. Wow. Okay, thanks for telling me that. I'm not seeing on my end. Is it sticking on your end? Is it sticking on your end? Let me know. Is it sticking? Right. So There's a new ferry coming in, we heard, which is called the Sea Jet. And the Sea Jet supposed to be operating pretty soon or in negotiations. Are you guys still hearing me? Or no? Or is it still freezing? All right. Oh, not sticking here. Okay, good. All right, just checking. Thank you. So now they're gonna put this new place called a Sea Jet, and the Sea Jet allegedly is gonna have. Thank you very much. So the Sea Jet, right, is what they're gonna have. This new friggin' boat they're gonna have within Tobago and Trinidad. I told you there's a whole bunch of craziness going on right now in that whole space right now. There's a lot of stuff going on in Trinidad and Tobago right now that you folks are not realizing. And lastly, the intelligence in the United States is going off the rails right now with Venezuela, and with Venezuela bringing in those two Russian bombers that came in yesterday. The intelligence agencies in the United States is ringing alarm bells right now. They are going crazy over this because what happened? Yep, that's right. What happened is that Brazil president had threatened to in a sense, threatened to invade Venezuela. And the Venezuelans thought that Brazil, in conjunction with maybe the United States, is going to invade them. So they brought the Russians in. So we are right in our backyard. We're going to have the beginning of a new Cold War that's going to happen. Look out for it and learn it, right? But going back to the Sanders thing, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous, right? I don't care about St. Lucia. I don't care about Grenada and everything like that because they don't have what we have. They do not have what we have. They don't. And this government is literally giving away our country, giving away our assets for next to nothing. And basically, as citizens, we are locked out of it because they want us to do that. Because I can see a whole bunch of corruption going inside of it. This is what it is. So we have to fight them for this. We got to fight them. We cannot stand up and allow them to have this nasty MOU inside of here. Right? It's not an MOU agreement. It's a MOMU agreement. MOU, a MOMU agreement. That's what it is. Because they take us for fools. That's what happened. And at the same time, the Sandals, thank you, Felicia. The Sandals is going to be laughing at us. And because of the fact that we do not know how to leverage our assets. We never understood how to leverage our assets. We never understood that as a country, we have so much going for us in terms of our assets that we, by right, not supposed to have any homeless person out on the street. By right. We're not supposed to have it. But yet, because of the kind of government we have, because the kind of government we have, we get what we get. We vote for what we get. And this is what happened. Right? This is what we happen. So now we're losing stuff left, right, and center. So the soul of Petrotrin and the new company Heritage Petroleum has an international name and a logo. And I think it's illegal internationally for them to use the same name, Heritage Petroleum. But from what I saw, but I don't know what kind of back deal is going on right now with that. Right? That's for another time. But we cannot afford for them to steal our assets more and more of our assets. We cannot do that. And I'm even talking about the assets in Trinidad with respect to the Pitch Lake, with respect to oil, with respect to the Caroni swamp, the River swamp, right? With the scarlet ibis and everything like that, right? Trinidad has so many attractions, and with the Tiller watching and mature and everything like that. We're not even talking about all that. I'm just saying Trinidad has so much assets that right now, just based on those assets, we're supposed to be the king of the Caribbean, but it didn't happen that way because everybody stole along the way and stole everything what we have. And then when they go across to Tobago, which I'm more familiar with, right? You have the Buku Reef, yes, the Nylon Pool, and everything like that. We have that, and like I told you before, like the first time you never heard of it, we have the bioluminescence. We have the bioluminescence stores, the bioluminescence system, where you go and bathe at night and you feel you're covered in neon colored blue jewels, just cascading all over you. What a hell of a sight. And they're going to destroy all that for stupid sandals. Right? For an entity called sandals. Butch Stewart. You're right. He's going to run us over. Right? In Tobago also, besides the oldest natural forest, protected forest in the Western Hemisphere, we also have the largest living brain coral in the world on the other side of Tobago. The largest living brain coral in the world is in Tobago. And they don't promote that. Right? You see the kind of assets we have that our own citizens do not have? And slowly and surely they're going to start destroying every single one of them? How come they never talk about that? How come they never talk about that? Right? How come they never spoke about these other assets that we have? Because they want to keep everything on the low so that when they're ready, they can come in here and take it like what they want to do with Buku Reef right now. And no man's land. That's what they want to do. So slowly by surely, we don't pay attention. They start marching and start taking the assets. So what next they're gonna do? They're gonna have Sandals and another affiliate company go out there on space side and go out there and claim that the largest brain coral in the world. You know how many divers have died to come into Trinidad and Tobago to go dive out there because it's the largest living brain coral. The largest brain coral is in Thailand, but it's dead, completely dead. Because they have destroyed it completely because of the fact they put a lot of sewer lines running into the ocean. There's nothing around there. So that's it. So that one has now become the largest one in the whole world, living in the whole world, and divers are anxious to go up there. Divers spend 3 to 4 weeks diving. And because the cost of diving is people who have more money than the average tourist. And this is the kind of money we want circulating. But they won't promote that because they do not want you to have that. Because they tell our citizens that we have more assets, then therefore our citizens will be made more aware, and then they won't be able to steal it. This is the games that we have. There's a lot of stuff we gotta deal with, but I'll cut it off. I know the live is kind of long, but I just want to show you what happened with respect to the Sandals MOU, and for you all to understand. Thank you, Lorena, and that's what we need to promote. And like I told a lot of Trinidadians too, that brain coral. That largest living brain coral in the world belongs to them too, because we're part of one country, Trinidad and Tobago. I mean, and you gotta own it and claim it, right? So I'm gonna kind of like cut it off in the next 2 minutes, and just to let you know that this Saturday in New York we're gonna have a meeting at 410. This is in New York, Brooklyn, New York, 410 Utica Avenue. 410 Utica Avenue. We are at 4:30 p.m. at the corner of Montgomery. It's on the second floor. That's the PP New York office. And I'd like everyone to come. Tell the relatives who are in New York to come. Please come and really take a part and get involved, because we're involved in a lot of stuff and everything like that. And this is what happened. Please come at 410 Utica Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, the corner of Montgomery. Right? Tell the relatives to come. We have a new number. I think it's 347-500-1548. I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna post the number. We have a new number for PP in New York. Just to let you know. Right? So yeah, folks. Yeah, spread it live so people will know and understand these things and understand that what we have and the assets we have and how unique. Hi Shasta, how unique we are as a people and how unique we are in terms of our assets. We always have more and more, a lot of assets that's undiscovered and people don't know about it, right? Put it down there, and that make you special because you're born in a country where you have a lot of whole bunch of assets that you have, and it's time for us to stand up and protect our assets. 347-500-1457. My fault. 347-500-1457. That's the PEP New York number or international number. That's what we have. 347-500-1457. 4:30 p.m. this Saturday at 410 Utica Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, second floor. We having $25 punch a creme on sale. I have some merchandise. I have some other stuff. We have some other stuff and everything like that, because we need it. Not want to fund our party, but at the same time to promote our marketing ideas, because we have more marketing ideas coming in and everything like that. And thank you, Lorena, for saying that. Yes, we need to protect our assets. This is okay, David. I'll tell them. Yep. And Florida chapter is having a meeting on Saturday. Please call David Castellano or Castellano, how you want to pronounce it. Castellano, actually, because the LL in Spanish is silent. So yeah, so David Castellano, right? Please message him, and then you all meet up for Florida this Saturday. So Saturday we're having a lot of meetings, and of course the PP headquarters in 90 Stanmore Avenue is gonna have their party, their Christmas party too at the same time. So 3 in 1. Wow, that's amazing. I love it, right? But I'm telling everyone, share the live, so everyone will know our assets, what we have, who we have, and the mud volcanoes. How can I forget the mud volcanoes? That's right. We do have that. That's right. How can I forget that? I'm mad, right? We have that. So we have a whole bunch of assets, and it's time for us to protect all our assets, because it belongs to you, it belongs to your children, and it belongs to your grandchildren. And if we allow Sanders to come in here and destroy, allow our government to come and let Sanders come in here and destroy all this, right? All these natural assets, then your children and your grandchildren never know what it is to enjoy. And they'll hear about it in a text or some kind of thing like that, or in a book that we used to have a book, a wheel traveling book reef, but now it's gone. We used to have the no man's land, we could come there, now it's gone. We used to have this one in a kind in the Caribbean bioluminescence, right? Ecosystem that was part of the book reef, but because they cut the mangrove down and they brought so much sunlight into that area, the plankton left, the bioluminescent plankton left, and it's gone, and it's no longer there anymore, right? And that's part of our heritage of who we are, right? In our diversity is our strength, and we need to start to unite together and forget this stupid chain up on this bullcrap about who black, who Indian, who this, who that. You're a citizen, right? Stop letting these parties use the same psychological game they use, right, that they have used on our parents and our grandparents. We need to stop that. That got to stop. We have to move forward. Toronto also is having a Christmas loan. Okay, I'll tell them. PP Toronto is also having theirs this Saturday too. So everybody Saturday or 22nd, I think, right? Yeah, right. They having their stuff in Toronto too. So see the power couple, the Sinanans. See them. It's a lime on Sunday. Sorry. Thank you, Joel. Right? Pep Toronto is having a lime on Sunday. See Mr. Sinanan, Anthony Sinanan, or Mrs. Joan Sinanan for details. Message them, please. So all of us. So Saturday we have 3 going on, and Sunday we have 1 going on. Beautiful. We love it, and it's all to protect our assets and our heritage and who we are, and love ourselves for who we are, and stop playing this discrimination nonsense that's held us back. We got to stop it and uplift every single one of us. That's what it's all about, right? We're supposed to be a powerhouse. We in the Caribbean. We're supposed to stand up to everybody and say, you know what? This is who we are. We punch above our weight, and here we are, and everything like this. Instead, they have us meek and mild and have us sheepish because we don't want to stand for our rights. And it's all about politics, and it's about stealing our assets, every single one of them. The 1970s trying to get the most traction. In 1970s, we had the Labords who circumnavigated around the world, right? First people in the Caribbean circumnavigate around the world. We had that. We had Hazley Crawford, right? We had also Miss Jana Commission. Beside that, we used to build boats, which are in Trinidad and Tobago, known as Bowen boats, which was Jana Commission's husband, who died tragically. That's another story for another time. So we people have done things outside of normal people. We have always have that energy and that fire and that spirit, and we need to kind of, get that energy back, get that spirit back, and start to claim things for ourselves, and stop being sheepish. The sheepish got to stop, and the first thing we got to do is get rid of who's on top of us that's stopping us from reaching our potential. Alrighty, okay. So that's it for now, and wish you all the best, and be good to yourself, and I'll leave a little tip. I'll leave a little tip, self-help tip, like for papayas or pawpaws, right? You must eat the seeds, like 4 or 5 seeds, because the seeds of the papaya or the pawpaw not only is antibacterial, is antivirus. If you have parasites because you eat meat, it kills the parasites in your stomach. It also helps neutralize and bring your flora in your stomach back to normal. Just to let you all know. So all you got to do, thank you, Joanne. All you have to do is to eat 5 seeds of papaya or pawpaw, right? Like once a week. And if you have any parasites in the system, it flushes it out, and it's also helpful if you have a cancer patient and prevention of cancer. So see, one natural asset, the pawpaw that we have and take for granted. You see, makes a big difference. All right. So see you all Saturday. For those in the New York area, see you all Saturday at 4:30 p.m. I'll keep blasting it out, and we have our address. And Joanne, all the best to you all in Canada on Sunday for your line. And Mr. Castellano, all the best to you guys Saturday for your meeting in Florida, and then we take it from there. All right, be good to yourself, love yourself. There's only one of you, and who don't like you, tell them take a ticket, get in line, because there are 10 others ahead. All right, okay, bye bye.